and the All Indiana Podcast Network. This is the News 8 Daily 8 Podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update.
Hello, I'm Jeremy Jenkins, and this is your News 8 Daily 8 Podcast for Thursday, March 13th. We begin with an update on the Delphi murders case. A major piece of evidence from the Delphi murders trial is now available online. The full video of the so-called bridge guy had previously not been seen by the public. The video was posted around the same time as Richard Allen's team filed an appeal of his murder conviction. News 8's Danielle Zolkowski reports.
The full bridge guy video in the Delphi double murders trial and investigation was released online. Around the same time, Richard Allen's appeals lawyers filed a notice of appeal in court. This is the now viral bridge guy video circulating on social media. A website called rickallenjustice.com leaked the video. It was then picked up by the Defense Diary's social media account. Allen was convicted on 2 counts of murder and 2 counts of felony murder last year for the deaths of Abby Williams and Libby German. The full video was taken by German at 2:13 p.m. on February 13, 2017. It shows the 2 girls being told to go down the hill. The video was shown in court but had not been made available to the public before it was released online. Judge Francis Gold did not allow cameras in the courtroom. It has only been seen by people in the court that day. Hosts of the Murder Sheet podcast were disappointed this video was leaked with no regard to the girls' family.
And it's horrible. It's not entertainment. It's not something for people to sleuth out. I think this case has gotten sort of out of control with some of the social media speculation. I think this will only fuel that.
I think I expected it to come out through the courts where the families would have gotten more notice and been able to prepare for it.
Greenlee is an attorney professionally. He says this case remains in the trial court until the court reporter finishes the transcriptions requested by the appeals team. At that time, the case will transfer to an appellate court. Allen's appeals attorneys have previously indicated their intent to appeal multiple times since his sentencing. This is the first official appeal filing. I'm Danielle Zolkowski for iTeam8, Wish TV, wishtv.com, and follow us on Facebook for updates.
At the State House, Governor Braun says he is cracking down on what he calls overregulation of the environment. Yesterday, he signed 2 executive orders. One blocks the state from factoring race or social issues when granting environmental permits or enforcing rules. The other ensures Indiana's regulations will not exceed those required by the federal government.
Adhering to the national standards will give Hoosier businesses and communities regulatory certainty and encourage new businesses to invest.
Braun says his office would allow some rules to exceed federal standards if necessary. The Indianapolis Department of Public Works is shaking up trash services in some neighborhoods. DPW also says curbside recycling could be coming within the next few years. DPW says Lakeshore Recycling Systems will take over areas currently being served by Republic and WM, with new trash services starting January 1st. DPW says it will also roll out new city-branded trash bins, and you can buy a second one for $65. The city says its universal curbside recycling is set to begin in 2028, but for now, the city only has recycling drop-off sites. Let's talk sports. Both Indiana and Purdue begin their quest for the Big Ten Men's Conference Tournament Championships today. IU faces Oregon at noon. The Hoosiers could use at least one win in the tournament to strengthen their chances for an NCAA men's tournament bid. On the other side of the bracket, the number 6 seed Purdue faces USC in the late game tonight. Boilermakers coach Matt Painter says he wants to see the team use this tournament to get ready for bigger goals.
You're obviously getting ready for the thing that's the most important. That's the NCAA tournament. But you still want to improve your seed. You still want to try to play for a championship. And that's a difficult task when you got to play 4 games in 4 days.
Purdue has played in the Big Ten men's tournament final in 2 of the last 3 years. While a long St. Patrick's Day weekend gets started downtown tonight, the Athletic Club Foundation will host the 29th annual Greening of the Canal. The event will feature a bagpipe band, food trucks, and more. And of course, to have an event like that, you need a good forecast, so let's talk about it. Storm Track 8 says it's going to be another sunny and mild day today, but be on the lookout for storms as we head into the weekend. Meteorologist Marcus Bailey has your News 8 Daily 8 forecast.
Certainly on the weather front, it has been splendid. We were one shy of the record yesterday. We had 75, record still stands at 76, but hey, We'll take that, and I think we'll match probably that number again today, so it's going to be beautiful. We're going to spend a lot of time, though, on the potential of severe weather heading our way. Not until tomorrow night, so we can soak in at least several more really nice hours. This will be a busy spot here in a few hours. We'll hear all about it here coming up on Daybreak, but it is Big Ten tournament time in Indianapolis. 42 right now. It is a little crisp. Northeast wind around 8 miles per hour does send the wind chills into the mid-30s, so there is a little bit of a bite. Definitely a jacket type of morning. But we have a warm front, just exactly the same thing that happened yesterday morning. Parts of the state, especially up north, were running pretty chilly. To the south, it was a little bit more mild. This warm front will lift to the north, and eventually, and you can see the 50s down south. That's all going to be heading up to the north. But look, we're below freezing. Kokomo at 31, Muncie at 35, Fort Wayne at 29. That's very frosty conditions to start things off this morning. But a good recovery on the way. 62 at noon. I'm going to go with a high of 75, so that matches our high from yesterday and would match the warmest of the year so far. Low to mid 70s will be standard across the entire state. Again, that is running about 25 degrees above average. Let's talk severe weather here. No problems today, really, for the most part, no problems for the daytime hours tomorrow. But tomorrow night, we got to keep our eyes out for strong storms. We have a slight risk, or a level 2 out of 5 risk for severe weather overnight hours while a lot of us are sleeping. Coming up, we'll have a full rundown timetable and what types of severe weather we could expect. It's all in my Storm Track 8 forecast coming your way in just a few minutes.
To get a peek at Marcus Bailey's full forecast, just head over to wishtv.com, or you can download the Wish TV Storm Track 8 app. And don't forget to check out our Storm Track 8 weather blogs. This has been your News 8 Daily 8 podcast for Thursday, March 13th. I'm Jeremy Jenkins for Wish TV, wishtv.com, or follow us on Facebook for updates.
This is the News 8 Daily 8 podcast, a Wish TV News 8 update on demand. For even more, on demand and on the go, connect with Wish TV on Facebook at wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile app. Thank you for listening, and be sure to like, subscribe, and follow this podcast for updates every weekday morning on the All Indiana Podcast Network and wherever you get your podcast.